Welcome to episode 6 of building my lottery winner's dream car for the price of the lottery ticket. Today we're going to try and sort out all the corrosion along this rear panel here. So we're going to start where we left off last time. So last time we put this piece on, we need to obviously join it here. But look at this little detail that I found. So we've got all this corrosion here, but I would like, if possible, to preserve this original factory stamp from there where this was stamped out back in 1988. First thing we're going to do before we do any of that though is empty all these panels out the car, and then we'll take all the leaf matter out of the footwells, anything else that might, catch on fire. For any of you wondering why it's been a little while since we've done a video on this car, this rain, this weather has been really hammering things. And it is today, 3 hours later. 3 hours just for that squall to pass. Anyway, get all this leaf matter out of the back of the car, which is all fallen in here from the tree. Of course, obviously welding generates an awful lot of heat, and the last thing I want is for that to take fire. This was the fuel tank strap, and that's the fuel tank that we're using. Not really sure what to do about this. This is the box section, inside the box section, and it's full to the brim. All of this leaf matter, which is all dry. I suspect will go up like a tinder box with the heat of welding. I might find some way to get it out. It's vital when you're welding. Grind back all of the paint, all the rust you've got to get back to clean metal. Well, certainly with the MIG that I'm using today, because otherwise it will pop and it will crackle and you'll not get a very good weld. Plus it lets you see how far the corrosion's gone when you make repair sections. So this, we're going to need to make a piece to go down here, a piece to go in that bit, but underneath you can see there are some pinholes under here. There's some holes in the arch here where that's going to need welded, and then I think we're going to have to reclose the end of this box section because this doesn't come up to the floor. But what we'll do before we do the box section, we will open up the floor because the floor in that area has corroded anyway, so we'll cut this back and repair the box section underneath so that it meets the new floor panel. So next up for this repair, we're going to use some cornflake box to make some templates and then make some repair sections. So the next thing to do, and this is going to be a theme for quite a few of these videos for at least a couple of episodes I think, is we transfer the template that we've made to a piece of steel. What we then have to do is cut out all of the excess and shape it to the right shape to go in the repair section. And tack it in, seam weld round it, all good. Rinse and repeat until we reach the front of the car. Don't know how many episodes that'll take, but thanks for following me to find out. So you can see there's the repair section made up and in position and folded to shape. And what I've done is I've drawn around it because my intention is cut back this metal here back so that it sits square with this. Now, some people don't do this. Some people would put that piece over the top but I feel you get a much better quality repair if they go against each other and there's no metal, old rusty metal trapped behind the repair section. So that ground out, that now sits in there with a little tiny gap all the way around, which will let me let a load of weld in. Okay, we're ready to go. I've got the welder turned right down for this. This metal's so thin, I don't want to start by blowing holes in it, so we can always turn it up if we need to, grind it back or whatever. Very hard to go backwards from having it holy as hell. So all that remains is get my mask on and get with the old sparkly glue gun. So there we are, there's the repair, initially welded. What we'll do next is we'll dress it with a grinder and then we'll see where we're at. There we go, that's all welded, ground back. New piece here, old piece there. Next thing to do, get a bit of paint on it, but obviously we need to fabricate the end piece which will joint these two together. In order to do that, I'm going to use this on the good side of the car as a template to make the other side. That's the closing panel put on. I think we might be out of gas on the welder, but never mind. Grind it back and see how we can make it look. There we go. So we've got a corner piece in. That's our new metal. That's a new corner piece. That's new metal. Yeah, I know it's probably not factory. It's probably not the best, but hey, it's my car, not yours. So if you think you could do better, feel free to do it on your own car. That'll do for me. We'll get some paint on that now, and then that's that corner welded up. Other than obviously this section, which we'll tack up later. That's that corner patched up. I'm now working my way all along the rest of the holes in the rear panel, all the way along here. But I won't video every single patch because filming it kind of adds to it, but not on that. Once you've seen one patch put on, they're all pretty much the same. So thank you for watching this one. Join us on the next one. I'll show you all the patches that I end up putting into this rear panel, and then we'll get into the arches, which will be quite interesting because there's some really complex shapes in there, and they pull apart not through corrosion but through actual stress fractures, because the car actually handles that well, it tears itself to pieces. So thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you on the next one.